Hello friends, my name is Subrato Sarkar and I am here to teach you the subject of science. Today I will start a new chapter, that is periodic classification of element. Before I am going to start a new chapter, I want to let you know some basic concept of this very chapter. So what are these concepts? The first one is elements, the second one is group, and the third one is period. Now let us start with what is an element. So element is the purest substance which cannot be further divisible or broken into its simpler substance by any type of chemical reaction. This means that any chemical atom which cannot be further divisible by any type of chemical reaction is called an element. The examples are like hydrogen, oxygen, neon, etc. At present, there are 118 elements, out of which 94 elements are occurred naturally and the rest are prepared in a laboratory. Now I want to let you know something about groups and periods. To clarify this, I want to make a table like this. So when we divide the table from top to bottom like this, then there is a formation of a group, and whenever we divide the table from left to right like this, then there is a formation of a period. Hope you all understand the what is group and what is period. Now the question arises that what is the need for the classification of element. We know that there are 118 elements, and to memorize all the properties of this 118 element is very much difficult. So scientists make a table of some elements which is based on the similar chemical properties and the physical properties, so that anyone can understand the properties of the different element. To clarify this, I want to take an example of 4 elements, that is lithium, sodium, potassium and rubidium. Scientists placed these 4 elements in a one group which is based on similar chemical properties and physical properties. So whenever we understand the properties of this sodium atom, then automatically we will understand the properties of this rubidium atom, since it is placed in a same group. So for this, the classification of element is very much necessary. Now I want to tell some earliest attempts for the classification of element. For the academic purpose, we divide the classification of element into 2 parts. The first one is based on increasing mass number, and the second one is based on the increasing atomic number. The classification of elements based on the increasing mass number is not very much significant because it has many flaws. But please remember that these were the earliest attempt made by the scientists for the classification of the element. So due to this reason, they are very important. And the classification of element which are based on the increasing atomic number is very much significant one, because it helps us to understand almost all the properties of other elements. I want to give the name of the some classification which are based on the increasing atomic mass number. The first one is Dovenia's triad. The second one is Newland law of octaves, and the third one is Mendel's periodic table. And the classification of elements which is based on increasing atomic number is also called the modern periodic table, MPT, or Henry Moseley's periodic table, because it was developed by the chemist whose name was Henry Moseley in the year of 1913. I want to tell some points of the classification of element which is based on the increasing atomic number, that is modern periodic table. The question arises that on which basis he divided the elements into groups and into periods. For group, he took those elements who have same number of valence electrons. To clarify this, I want to take an example of two elements, that is fluorine and second one is chlorine. When we write the electronic configuration of these two elements, we will observe that the electron present in the outermost shell is same. Similarly, for the period, he took those elements who have same number of valence shells. To clarify this, I want to take an example of two elements like lithium and beryllium. We will observe that when we draw the Bohr-Bury model of these two elements, we will observe that the last electron is placed in the L shell. So in this way, he categorize or classify the elements into groups and into periods. That's all for today. In future, I will share the different important topics of the science. Thank you.